We are live. Vertical feed. And we are going to play some craps. And hopefully, in this new year, you will learn how to play craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll some craps here. If you don't know how to play craps, you're going to see. However, on a cruise is a little bit different, meaning that you have a different goal than playing craps on land-based casinos, and there are some things that are different. First, I'll talk about the things that are different when you're playing craps on a cruise with Royal Caribbean than if you're playing in a regular casino on land. The number one thing that everybody would tell you when it comes to playing craps is they'll tell you to always put money on the pass line. And the number one rule when playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise is you never play money on the pass line unless you're rolling the dice. If somebody else is rolling, never bet this because the odds bet, right? If you're gonna bet this, you want to bet odds, right? Money behind on the point. So let's say we roll, say if we bet money on the pass line and we roll a 10, the point becomes 10. Now you have to roll a 10 to win that bet. If you roll a 7, you lose this bet. But that is a bet on the 10 once it's on the 10. Well, the odds is like doubling down on that 10. I'm not only going to win, and if you do win right here, you win even money. And if you win back here on the odds, it's 2 to 1 is what you would win. So your $20 bet would win 30 right here. Now, why wouldn't you want to play this? Because this $10 bet on the 10 wins 10 here, but here it wins 18. 18 instead of 10, so $8 more. So then you say, well, what about the 20 that wins 30? If you put 20 here, it'll actually win 39 instead of 30. So $20 wins 39 there. $20 here only wins 30. So you win more money there. Now, if you're rolling the dice, you have to bet on the pass line or the don't pass. So that's why I say don't bet the pass line unless you're rolling the dice, because you'll always get paid more right up there. And you say, or some people say, but you win when the puck is off. You win on 7 and 11. And you lose on 2, 3, 12 when the puck is off, before the game's on. So what happens is people bet this because they want to bet the 7 and 11 right now. And if you got a 7 or 11 and then a point was established, you would still win $1 more than if you weren't on here and you were right there. Okay, so this really doesn't make sense. Let me tell you the big kicker, though, why you should never pay pass line with odds on a cruise, or if you're playing for comps. They never give you comp value or points towards a free cruise on the money you play in odds. There's actually 3 reasons, okay? One was you get paid more money up there, okay? 2 is that you don't get rated for this bet. So if you have, watch this, if you have $25 here and $50 here, that's $75. But because they don't count the money on the pass line back here, because they don't count it, you only get rated for a $25 bet. You're betting $75, but they're only counting it as $25. Now, $25 here on a 10 wins 25. 25 like this, $75. What would it win? It would win, 25 here, 50 and 50, so it'd win $125. But you only get rated for a $25 bet. Imagine that same $75 on the 10. You would actually get paid $150 or you'd get paid $23 more. So this pays more than this and this, okay? this and this. 75 out there pays more than 75 right here. So that's the second reason. Third reason why you don't want to play the pass line with odds, and of course, the casino wants you to. That would be a fourth reason, of course. Why would you play the way the casino wants you to play? It's obviously they're at the favor if you play the way they want you to play, right? And you'll see everybody doing this. I don't know why they do it. But here's the big third reason. The third reason why you don't want to play pass line with odds is because when this puck is off, 7-11, that's the only time that you can win this bet, right? 2-3-12, lose. But again, if the point is 10, for example, this bet is locked. You can't pick it up. You can't move it. You're locked in on the 10. There's 6 ways. There's 36 different combinations of the dice. There's 6 ways to make a 7, which means there's 6 ways to lose. On the 10, there's only 3 ways to win. So you 2-1, right? That's why it pays back here 2-1. But the odds of you winning that bet is not necessarily really good because there's only 3 ways to make a 10. But you can't move this. You can't move this. You might say, Brian, is that the third reason? Is it that they pay more over there? They don't give you odds towards a free cruise. So they don't give you points towards a free cruise when you play pass line with odds, right? And the third reason is because you can't pick it up? No, not really. There's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't play pass line with odds, but I'm going to tell you what the one is on the cruise. Okay, now, whenever you're playing craps in land-based casinos, in fact, most casinos, if it's a 4-10, you could do 3 times odds. So say you have $10 here, you could put 30 there, right? 30 behind in odds. Now, we already established that the same money that you put here on the point would earn more money. We've already established that. But 3, 4, 5 times odds, they call it. So if it's a 4 or 10, it'd be 3 times that you could put behind. If it's a 5 or 9, you could put 4 times your money that you put here, you could put behind. If it's 5 or a 6 and an 8, you could put 5 times. So we'd be able to put $50 behind here if we did. This is in a land-based cruise, by the way. If we did $10, we'd be able to put 50. Here's the third reason why you should never play, especially on a Royal Caribbean ship or any kind of cruise. They don't do 3, 4, 5 times odds. $10, you can only do single odds. Single odds. If you wanted to do double odds, you'd have to do $25. And if you want 3, 4, 5 times odds, you'd have to do $50 on the pass line. Locked. Contract bet, can't remove it. Oh my goodness, that's the worst. And so that is why you don't want to play. That's the top 3 reasons why you don't want to play pass line with odds. So I never recommend playing pass line with odds unless you're the one rolling the dice. All right. So the next time you're at a craps table and you see people playing pass line with odds, that's an indication that they probably, number 1, don't know how to play. Or number 2, they're not playing for comps, okay? Because they're not getting comp value. Now, it's totally fine if you're just going to play and try to win money. And so most of the time, people that play pass line with odds, they're just trying to win money. But I would say 80% of the people are playing pass line with odds because they were told by the casino to play pass line with odds, and they don't know how to really play, and they don't realize that they're winning less money by playing pass line with odds. They're winning less money and less comps, by the way, because they don't comp the odds. Now, you might say, but that's the way I've always played, or that's the way I see everybody else playing. Why should I play different? Because you're going to get different results. The people that know how to play the game that are playing pass line with odds, it's probably because they're rolling. And if they're not rolling and they're playing pass line with odds, they're making money other places. So they don't really care about making more money on the pass line with odds. They just really care about the other part of the game that they're doing because they're betting the 4, they're betting the 5. If the point was 10, the pass line, this becomes a bet on the 10. So they just leave it there, but they're betting the other numbers. They're betting these numbers to get paid on those as well. So anyway, if you haven't learned how to play craps, let 2025 be the time that you learn how to play craps and play craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. I did want to say Happy New Year to everybody that's watching, and if you see this later, Happy New Year. I thought I wanted to do something a little bit different. I haven't done a vertical in a long time. So I wanted to do this a little bit different and say bye to 2024. I'm not going to be here for the countdown. I'm just jumping on a couple hours before the countdown to say Happy New Year. And in 2025, if you want to develop some skills on how to play this game. There's so much to it. It might seem intimidating, but there's a lot of different like player etiquette that I think if you're gonna play this game, you should know. And I'll talk about probably the number one thing when it comes to player etiquette on the table. The number one thing is that when you come up to the table, chances are you'll have some cash and you'll buy in and they'll give you the chips, the checks. These are worth $5 each, the red ones. The green ones are worth $25. The other color, like would be white or gray or blue, these would be $1. And then of course black would be $100, and then purple would be $500. So the other colors might vary, but the ones that will stay the same is the red, green, and black. Those are always going to be $5, $25, and $100. But you would have cash and you would walk up to the table. And if you see the puck is off, the game is off. Like we're not playing the game right now because it's off, right? Well, once somebody rolls a number, so say somebody's getting ready to roll. If they're getting ready to roll, what are they going to need? They're going to need a bet on the pass line or the don't pass, right? So let's put $10 there. The stick person that has a stick is going to be standing right here in front of this area, and they're going to pass 5 dice to the person that's getting ready to roll. It rotates around the table clockwise, and so right here it is this person's time to roll. They have a bet on the pass line. They're going to pass them 5 dice. They're going to pick 2 of them, and then they'll take the stick person will take the other 3 away, and now this person is getting ready to start the game. The game's not on yet. It's off, right? So then they roll, and let's see what happens. 7-11 would win right here, 2-3-12 would lose, or if they roll any other number right here, it becomes the point. Look at that, 10. It's a 10, so the point becomes 10, just like in our example. Now the game is on. Everybody that was here when that happened is playing this game. Anybody else that walks up, they should know, and this is the number one thing when it comes to craps etiquette, like top number one. The game is on. We are playing a game. So don't jump in the middle of somebody's game. When the dice are right up here, it's time to bet. So everybody's betting, and now they pass the dice to the shooter. And so the shooter has the dice now, and they're going to roll it. They have to roll a 10 in order to win this bet. So a 7 would lose this bet. So the point of the game, because we're playing the game is on, is this person needs to roll a 10. Let's see what happens. And it's a 4. So they rolled a 4. Anybody that bet on the 4 gets paid for the 4. Our bet is only on the 10, but the game is still on. The game is still on. They're still rolling. Now they're going to roll again. So they pass them the dice and they're going to roll again. And it is an 11 this time. So anybody that bet the field or the 11 right here wins on the 11. The field and the 11 are only a 1-roll bet, but sometimes people bet it. And these ones stay here until the 7 comes or the puck goes off and then the bets are off. We'll talk about that in a second. However, the number one thing in etiquette, let's talk about it now. The game is on. So you walk up or somebody walks up to the table and they throw money on the table to get in on this game that these people are playing. You're jumping in the middle of somebody else's game. You weren't here when this game started, so wait until the next round or the next game to jump in. So what you do is you just stand here and you wait. Don't pull out your money. Don't have your money in your hand. Just stand at a spot and wait. until that puck goes off. There's two ways that this puck is going to go off. There's only two things that can happen to cause that puck to go off. That is a 10 rolls or a 7 rolls. Let's see if we can get the 10. A 10 would mean that we pass. A 7 would mean we don't pass. All right, let's see if we could pass. And it's a 6. Okay, 6. It is a 2. There's a 2. And there's a 5. So anybody that's betting on these numbers, they're getting paid on the 6, on the 5, on the 4. They're getting paid for those, okay? And there's the 7. So we did not pass. We lost our pass because we didn't pass. We didn't pass. And now the puck goes off. Anybody that had money anywhere right here, like betting on these, they all lost. Money on the pass line, lost. And the puck is off. Guess what you could do now? They're going to start the whole nother round, a whole nother game. Once you see the puck is off, you put your money down and you enter the game. Number one thing is that if this puck is on, never put your money out and buy in the middle of the game. Now, you can perhaps go to another table or another cashier and go to the cashier cage and give them your money at the cashier cage and walk up to the table with some money like this, some actual chips. And if the puck is on and you have this, then it's totally acceptable that when the dice are right up here in between rolls to make a bet. But if you have to put cash on the table in exchange for checks, then everybody will know at the table. You just become the public enemy number one at the table, because we all know that there's a 1 out of 6 chance that the 7 will roll. But if anybody does anything like that, like buying in when the game is on, like butting in on somebody else's game, then if a 7 rolls, it doesn't matter. The 7 can roll, but they're going to blame you. They're going to blame you. Sometimes they'll blame somebody else. Like there's other things, but we have this mindset. We always want to blame somebody, you know, and usually they're going to blame the person that became public enemy number one by putting their cash on the table when the puck is on. So now the puck's off, right? So you could say puck off. And now it's time for another game. Now remember, this person shot and it goes around counterclockwise, right? Or not counterclockwise, it goes clockwise, okay? And now it's time for the next person to shoot. Let's say this person walked away, another person came up. If they didn't bet on the previous shooter, they can't roll the dice. They'll pass them, okay? Whoever was betting, I'm just going to do it in the same spot for the sake of this video, but it would go to the next person on the left of them, okay? Now remember when this person was betting on the pass line and they would win or pass if they roll their number? Remember I said they didn't pass or they don't pass? There is a don't pass as well. You could put $10 there if you're rolling the dice. And this one, remember when the puck was 10 and the point was 10 and we did not pass? We were on the pass line, and because we rolled a 7, we lost. We did not pass. If I was here and I did not pass, then I rolled the 7 before the 10, I would have won that bet. But if I rolled the 10, I would have lost that bet. Wow. It's the opposite game. So let's say this person was rolling and they're right here, and this person is over here and they're betting on the pass line and they're betting on the don't pass line. The puck would be off and this person would win on 7-11 while the puck is off, but would lose on 2-3-12. Because this person wins on 7-11, this person would lose on 7-11 when the puck is off. And they're betting that whatever the point is, that this person will not pass, okay? They don't pass, right? It's not about the person really, it's about the dice. And this is not betting against the person. Both of these people are playing against the casino. And you're not playing against the dealers either. You're playing against the casino. So this person's playing against the casino. This person's playing against the casino. Nobody's ever playing against somebody. Okay, they're playing against the casino. We're all on the same team. Some people think these people are on the casino team. No, they're trying to make money just like you. This person is actually playing the odds of the game. This person's playing against the odds of the game. The way it really works is you have the advantage on the first roll when the puck is off on this one, but then the disadvantage on every other roll. This one you have the disadvantage on the first roll because there's 8 ways to lose. 7-11 to lose, 8 ways to win while the puck is off. This one only wins on 2 and 3, and see this bar 12? It means don't count the 12. So the 12 is a push. So you can only win with a 2-3. There's only one way to make a 2 and 2 ways to make a 3. There's only 3 ways to win right here, and there's 8 ways to lose when the puck is off. Let's roll it and see what happens. So now this person's rolling from the don't pass, okay, because they're playing the odds of the game, not the person. They're playing the dice. This is betting with the dice. This is betting against the dice. Think of it like that. All right, here we go. Let's bet with the dice, but have the disadvantage on the first roll. 7-11, we would lose. Let's see what happens. And it's a 6. All right, so the point becomes 6. Now, remember this person on the pass line? They will win if they roll a 6. They will pass if they roll a 6. If they roll a 7 before a 6, they will don't pass. So this would lose on a 6, win on a 7. This would win on a 6, but lose on a 7. It's like the opposite game. But remember, it's not because they're against the shooter. I am the shooter, so why would I be betting against myself? Some people say this. They say, why are you betting against yourself? You're not betting against yourself. You're betting the odds of the game. Every other game in the whole casino, they would look at you strange. They would look at you weird, like at blackjack, if you went against the odds. You always play with the odds. So this is actually a better bet than this, but people just don't understand that. All right, let's see if we're going to roll a 6 or a 7. There's only 5 ways to make a 6. There's 6 ways to make a 7. Look at that. I already rolled the 7. This person loses. The puck goes off after they pay the don't pass because we didn't pass. So we won with the 7. All right? We won with the 7. That is the number one thing that you don't want to do when the puck is on, is you don't want to buy in. Okay, let's talk about probably number 2. The top, we started with number 1. It's not a countdown, but we're saying let's start with number 1, the most important thing. Now let's talk about the second most important thing that you shouldn't do when you're at the table, okay? But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go from the, now it's time for another shooter. We'll have them shoot from the pass, and they're going to pick 2 dice. They're going to roll it, and it's going to be an 11. Wow, look at that. The main reason why people play this is for the 7-11 on while the puck is off. Well, they just won it. But did you know they only won even money? If you had $10 and you put it right here on 7 and 1 on 11, you played $10 here. On the 7, it's a 1-roll bet, and the 11, 1 roll. There's $10. Here's $10. Same $10. This would have won $20, but that 11, if it would have rolled when they bet here, because if you really want to bet the 7-11, this is not the place to do it. If you want to bet the 7-11, you should bet it here, in the middle, 7 and 11. You would have won $75. You would have had $80 from a $5 bet on the 11, but it's only 1 roll. So let's take our winnings from that 11 and put it right there and see if we can roll a 7 or 11 again. I don't know. Let's see what happens. And it's a 2, a 4, 4, 2, 2. It's a 4. All right, so this comes down. This loses. Now this has to roll a 4 in order to win. The puck becomes 4. The dice are right here in the middle. The dice are in the middle. Now, people are betting, and let's say this time we want to bet the 9. We just like the 9, and we're going to bet the 9. So if the 4 rolls, we win $10. If the 9 rolls, we're actually going to win $14 because we're going to get $7 for every $5 we put here. That's how the 5 and 9 pay out. I know that's a lot of information, but if we put 10, we're going to get $14, okay? Now, the dice are out. Okay, see, remember the dice are right here? If the dice are here, you can bet. When the dice, they'll say dice are out. Dice are out. The dice won't be there. If you don't see the dice there, that means they're in the roller's hand. And if they're in the roller's hand, you should not bet. Don't bet. Because the roller can be rolling, especially if the dice are coming your way. You should not bet the field. Don't bet any numbers. Don't bet anything. Don't throw any money in. Don't do it, because dice are out means no more bets. And then they roll. Let's see what they get. And it's a 6. All right, so it's 6. Dice are here. Time to bet. Hey, can you give me a 5? So now I have the 5 and the 9. It's time to bet because the dice are there. Now, watch this. Hey, dice are out. Oh, no more bets. No more bets. This is the second problem, the biggest, the second. Number one is buying in when the puck is off. But the second thing is betting when the dice are out. If the dice are out, no more bets. But what you'll see is the dice are out and the dice are thrown in the air, and somebody will put their hand in the, and they'll hit their arm because they're trying to bet right here. It'll hit their arm, or, you know, it's just such bad etiquette to make a bet if the dice are out. Dice are out means the shooter has it. They're ready to shoot. They're ready to roll. And there's a 9. We got the 9. Now, because we have the 9 and we rolled a 9, we get paid on the 9, $14, okay, $14. Now, I'm going to take the 9 down because this is not a contract bet. I could take it down. So I'm going to take it down right now and just take the 14 plus the 10 that I had. And because I won 14 and I had 20 out there and I brought back my 10, I actually, I'm playing this. This is with casino money, profit money. I could take this down too, but I can't take this down. This will only win on a 4, and it'll lose on the bad number, which we don't like to say. And that is number 3. The third thing that you can do that's such bad etiquette when you're at the craps table. This is like top 3, by the way. Number 1 is buying in when the puck is on. Number 2 is betting when the dice are not right there, okay? Number 3 is saying the word 7 when the puck is on. It's like taboo. It's like, why would you say that? We don't want to see it, hear it, talk about it, say it. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a 7. Nobody wants it. It's going to come, but nobody's going to want it. And if you say the word 7 and it comes after the next roll, guess who's getting blamed for it? And people are having, there's hundreds of dollars on the table, by the way. And you think you could just walk up, or you can talk to someone, or you could be not even playing the game, trying to explain the game, standing behind the people that are playing the game, and you're saying the word 7 over and over, or saying they will lose on a 7, and you say 7, and then they roll, and then, oh, it's an 8. Woo! All right, you won't get followed to your car in the parking lot now because it was an 8. Whoa, that was close. And the bets are here. Nobody's buying in because the puck is on. And now the dice are out. Nobody's betting because the dice are out. And guess what? Nobody else is saying the word. You know what it is. Don't even think about it. 4. We got the point. Winner 4. We passed. And we get $10. The puck goes off. We won that $10, and now it's time for anyone that wants to enter the game because the puck is off. They put down their cash, they enter the game. The dice are still here, and they don't give them 5 more to choose from because it's the same person rolling the dice. Now, what they're doing is they're rolling a hand. It's a hand, a game, they call it. I called it before playing the game is on. But now they're putting together what's called a hand. Okay, they're rolling the dice, and the more they roll it, that's their total, what they call a hand. Like in blackjack, you just get one hand. You know, you bet once, and you get one result. You know, they deal a hand. Well, with craps, it's a little bit different. That bet stays there. This bet stays there. Any bets you put out stay for the entire hand. But you can take them down, move them around, whatever, except for the pass line, by the way. But because this says off, all these bets are off. This would win on 7-11, but this wouldn't lose on 7 because the puck is off. If the puck is on and a 7 rolls, this loses, that loses, money here, money there, loses, okay? But right now it's the same shooter. So we talked about the 3 things, the 3 etiquette things that are the top 3. I don't even know if I need to talk about more. That's probably 80% of all the bad things that happen is somebody buying in when the puck is on, somebody betting when the dice are out, and somebody saying the word 7 when the puck is on. You know, those are the top 3 things that can destroy somebody in the parking lot. Or just destroy somebody's reputation. You don't want to have a bad reputation at the craps table. Don't do those 3 things, okay? We'll talk about more, but right now I'll get another point established. So again, getting a point established, the puck is off, that bet is off, this bet is working. This bet, the pass line bet, is always working, by the way. You can never turn it off, never take it down, and it is a 7. 7, they call that a natural. The 7 and 11, when the puck is off, is called a natural or pass line winner. They might call it front line or pass line, but it is a front line, pass line winner. I call it natural, okay? Here we go, and it is a 2. A 2, craps 2. All right, what does this lose on? 2, 3, 12. This lost. We were just a winner, and now we're a loser, just like that. Now, this is one of my pet peeves, but I'll tell you right now, when the puck is off and you roll a 2, 3, or 12, that's what's called crap out. I just crapped out. And being that I rolled a craps number when the puck was off, I crap out. That's called crap out, meaning I lost the bet. If you crap out, you still roll the dice. There's only one way to crap out, and that is rolling a 2, 3, or 12 when the puck is off. I see this a lot where people try to explain the game, but they don't really know the game. And when they say, they'll be behind somebody explaining the game or whatever, or they'll tell somebody, when the puck is on, that guy rolls until he craps out. If the puck is on, there's no way to crap out. You can't crap out if the puck is on. It's actually called 7 out. If you roll a 7 when the puck is on, there's only 2 kind of outs. There's a crap out, which is when the puck is off, and there's a 7 out when the puck is on. And I think there's too many people that call the 7 when the puck is on, they call that a crap out. That's not a crap out. Crap out is rolling a 2, 3, or 12 when the puck is off. And I rolled a 2, so I crapped out, and I still roll the dice. I still roll the dice, and hopefully don't crap out. All right, so the point is 4. Now because we rolled a 4, we're on the 4. This is a bet on the 4, and we have the 5. All right. Now, nobody's buying in because the puck is on. The dice are here, so people are placing bets. And then the stick person says, any more bets? And then they go like this and they say dice are out. They ask before they move the dice, they say any more bets. Meaning, once they move it, no more bets. No more bets. Now, of course, the casino's not going to say, please don't put your money on the table. They don't care. They want people to throw their money anytime, anywhere. And that's why if you walk up with money, even though the puck is on, they're going to say, give me your money. And they're going to try to make you buy in when the puck is on. And that's why I told you, don't even bring your money out of your hand. Don't have it in your hand. Don't even have it just stand up to a spot, put your player's card there or put your hand there. But don't put any cash there because the dealers will ask you for it when the puck is on, and then you'll be the bad guy. You'll be playing against the player. How about that? So here we go with a 4. The dice are out. The roller has the dice, and it's a 10. They rolled a 10. Anybody that bet on the 10 or bet in the field just won. All right. And let me check the live chat here in just a second. There's a 6. We're going to try to pass with this 4. We're going to see. Or we can get a 5. We can win money on the 5 too. I'm going to check. There's another 10. Wow. I'm going to check the live chat to see if there's any other player etiquette that would be like I had top 3. What are the other things that players can do that would be totally just bad etiquette, bad mojo? All right, there's a 9. That means 5 should come. And it's a 4. We got the 4. Oh, we won again. We just passed. We passed twice on a 4. Wow. So now we still roll. The game is off. Now it's time to buy in or make your bets. Let's see if we have anybody in the live chat that oh, I like Joe from Craftsmaster Journey says general rule of etiquette is if it interrupts the shooter, then don't do it. That's a great definition or just mindset of having that mindset like that. If it interrupts the shooter, don't do it. And what would interrupt the shooter is people buying in when the puck is on, people betting when the dice are out, and other people saying the word 7. This would be probably way down the list, but one of the other player etiquettes is that you don't talk to the shooter. Like, just don't talk to the shooter unless the shooter talks to you. I mean, that's the best way to think about it. It's not number 4. It's way down the list. There's other stuff you can do that's bad player etiquette. But 1 would be don't talk to the shooter, okay? Now, you want to know what ranks higher than don't talk to the shooter? Because it is kind of like don't talk to the shooter. Let's get a point established, and I'll tell you what it is, all right? I don't want to say it's number 4, but guess what? We're back out on the 4. All right, so we're back out on the 4. We still have our bet on the 4, our bet on the 5. But here's one that is, it is talking to the shooter, but it's actually another category of talking to the shooter. So let me tell you. So as the shooter, I'm going to bet on the hard 4 here, okay? So I can get a little bit more winnings if it comes, like instead of 3-1, it can either be 1-3, 3-1, or 2 and a 2, okay? So there's only 3 ways to make it, but you're only going to see it as a 3-1 or a 2-2. Even though if this one had a 3 and this one had a 1, that's another combination, okay? So here's another bad thing that you can do. And you might, it kind of goes along with what Joe was saying, talking to the shooter, is when you're rolling the dice as a shooter and people are yelling, come on, shooter, roll a hard 4. Get the hard 4. Come on, shooter, get that 4. And it's like all they're betting is the 4, so all they care about is the 4, you know? But be happy with any roll that's not the bad number. Don't start begging for the 4 to roll. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Just be content and be happy. There's a 6. Be happy that the bad number's not rolling and stop begging for a 4. Because once you do, the bad number comes and you're blamed for it. Like I said, they always look for somebody to blame. All this money lost because that person with bad etiquette was begging for the 4, you know? That person's out. They 7 out. They didn't crap out. They 7'd out. I hope that makes sense. All right. Well, yeah, begging for the number. It doesn't even have to be the number. Say like you're right here, the point was 4, right? And somebody had like big money, like $50 on the hard 6. And the shooter's getting ready to shoot. And they're like, come on, get a hard 6, shooter. Please get a hard 6. And every single roll, they're going, 6, please roll a 6. You know, oh my goodness. That is like one of the worst bad player etiquettes. It could be number 4. I mean, but it's definitely up there high on the list, is begging for a number to roll. That could be up there. All right, let's see if anybody put in the live chat. So, that's funny. Bowling Dude says, I don't gamble for a free cruise because I'm a travel agent and I get them anyway. Oh, man. But do you get the free play, Bowling Dude? Do you get the free play? Because we get free play. When you play craps on a cruise, you earn points. Those points give you a certificate for a free cruise. And sometimes that certificate comes with like $500, $1,000 worth of free play. And on a cruise, it's a little bit different than in your local casino. Because in your local casino, if you had a free play $5 chip, they will only allow you to play it on the pass line or maybe the field. Only even money bets. And let's say I chose to play my free play right here in the field and a 9 rolled and I got paid, right? They would take my free play, lock it up, and then give me a real $5. If you're on a cruise and you have free play, that same $5 free play chip, I won it with a 9, they will put a real chip right next to it. I would pick up the real $5 check and I would play the $5 chip right there. And if it rolled again, say a 10 rolled, I would get paid another $5. I'd take my real $5 check and I'd play the $5 promo chip. Did you notice the difference? Not only did I say chip and check, which I'll tell you in a minute, but here's the difference. In land, they take it and they give you a real one. On a cruise, it stays there until it loses. However, here's the best part about free play when you're playing on a cruise. The free play can be used on any bet on the table. It could be used, yes, pass line, field, which are just even money bets. If the 2 or 12 rolled in a land-based, by the way, it doesn't play double or triple or whatever. They pay you the same as if it was. They just pay you even money. So you can only bet on even money bets. On a cruise, you can take your $5 promo chip and play it on a hard way. You can play it on, if you had the table minimum of $10, you could play it on a number, and it stays until it loses, which is great. But did you notice I talked about the difference between a check and a chip? Now, I know these look the same, but a promo chip will probably be red in color and be $5. But it's actually a promo chip, which means it has no cash value, which means it's a chip. Like at roulette, they have colored chips that have no cash value. And the promo chips don't have cash value, but if it has cash value, it's not called a chip. It's called a check. A check. All right, so we talked about stuff not to do. Let me talk about one thing not to do that it's way down on the list, but it's worth mentioning. A lot of times people want to bet for the dealers. Okay, so we're going to talk about 2 lingo phrases, and then we'll talk about how you should bet for the dealers, okay? So we talked about the difference between a check and a chip. You know, a check has value. And so let's say we want to bet for the dealers and the point, let's establish a point. For example, let's just roll it to do that. The point is 5. Okay. Whoops, we would have had, if we were rolling, we would have been here, right? But all right, so we have the 5, right? And say we wanted to bet $5 on the 5 for the dealers, right? We can say $5 for the dealers. You can say $5 for the crew. And notice how you just throw in the money. You just throw it in, and you say what it is. Throw it in and say what it is, okay? So here we go. $5 for the boys, if there's no girls at the table dealing. $5 for the boys and girls. Yeah, because there's boys and girls there at the table dealing. $5 for the crew, because it's the crew dealing, right? $5 for the dealers, because it's the dealers dealing. Never, ever, 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 ever say $5 for the house. Did you know the dealers are not the house? The casino is the house, and everybody, including the dealers, are against the house. So you would never bet for the house. That is such bad etiquette. It's bad mojo. It shows that you don't know what you're doing. One, if you're saying betting for the dealers, that's fine. But if you ever say $5 for the house, everybody's going to look at you and be like, what is this idiot talking about? I'm just being honest with you. You never bet for the house because that's the casino. We're all against the casino. So when you bet for the dealers, you might want to just say for the dealers, okay? Here's another thing about the dealers that you might not know is they can't choose where to bet it. So sometimes people say, hey, $5 for the dealers, wherever you want it. They're not supposed to book that bet. They're not supposed to place it anywhere. So sometimes they say, where do you want it? They'll ask you because you have to say where it goes. So don't disrupt the game by trying to do something nice, but not saying where you want it. Don't say $5 for the dealers wherever you want it. Like, they are probably so stressed out at that moment because if they don't place it quick, they're going to get blamed for slowing down the game or interrupting the shooter or whatever. So don't be that person that bets. One, don't bet for the house, for the house. Don't do that. The other thing is, don't say for the dealers without saying specifically what you're betting, okay? So, $5 on the 5 for the dealers. All right, so they'll put the dealers right up in the middle usually. And now the dealers are playing the game. We're on the 5 right here. Now let me give you just one more thing. We talked about checks and chips, the difference. We talked about how to bet for the dealers. It's actually not called a tip, by the way. You're not tipping the dealers. A lot of times people say, hey, what's a good way I can tip the dealers? I will say, do it in red instead of $1. A lot of people bet for the dealers with $1, but do it with the red. Like, instead of doing $5 or $6 across, it's better, I think, to just do $5 on the point instead of all the numbers, okay? Let them win a little bit more than just $1 at a time, okay? So one, it's not called a tip, by the way, okay? A lot of people say, how should I tip the dealers? Or, hey, here's a tip for you. It's not called a tip with the dealers. It's actually called a toke, okay? T-O-K-E. Toke the dealers, because it's actually called token of appreciation. If you're going to toke the dealers, or some people say tip the dealers, but it's actually called toke the dealers, give them a token of appreciation, okay? If you want to give them a tip, tell them don't do this or don't do, like, giving them a tip is giving them a tip on how to deal to you, like your preference. That's giving them a tip. But toking them is actually a token of appreciation. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, here's another one for all you newbies out there, and maybe some of you that don't know etiquette. This is kind of like player, but also for the dealer etiquette. Okay. Don't splash your money. This is called splashing. Like in other games, you splash like that. Like, I don't know why, but it's mainly so the cameras can see it. The dealers are very specific with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if they put it like this, they would go like this, then they would go like this and roll it back up. It's pretty cool, but they don't splash it, meaning their hand doesn't, they might go like that and just like that. But they don't, because it's 5, they do stacks of 5. So they would have this one separate, just like that. However, when you bet, don't go, hey, give me a 6 and 8. Don't splash your money. The other thing you don't want to do, that's just bad etiquette, is you don't want to go like this. You don't want to go 6 and 8. Now, notice where I put the bet. I put it in the field. It's all stacked up. I didn't splash it, but I put it in the field. They don't know that that's a bet on the 6 and 8 unless you verbally say it. They think it's a bet in the field. Or perhaps maybe you put your bet way over here. You're like, give me, and they have to reach really far to get it. Where should you put your bet when you want to bet? Because you don't, this is like the player's no man's zone right here. This bet, all of these bets right here, the box numbers and the come bet and the field bet and the pat, these are all self-service. Don't come, self-service. This you have to give to the dealer, and all of these you have to give to the dealer. So when you want to bet these numbers, you don't put it on the number. Like, you, even though you might be able to reach it, what you do is, and this is what I'm telling you, put it where they can reach it, but don't put it in the field. Don't put it in the come area, because that might be a bet too. Now they might ask you, is that a come bet? But where you want to put it is right on the line, all the way around the table. So if you're right here, you're putting it on the line. This person, maybe you're putting it on this line, like you're putting it on this line right here. Usually it's next on the top of the field, there's some type of line. So put it in between the line. You know why? Because this is a bet and this is a bet, but this is not a bet. and they will not let those dice move unless that bet is set. So if you put your money here and they see it and they move the dice, and then you're like, wait, that's a bet on the 6 and 8. That's a bet on the, and then they're like, what? And what did you just do? You interrupted the game and you interrupted the shooter. So that's why you want to put it right there, because they won't let the dice move unless those bets are set. Okay. So we're just going to bet the 6 and 8. Okay. So we say, give me a 6 and 8. The dealers will actually set it up. Okay. They'll set it up in your spot. Okay. And this doesn't have like a lot of space to show you where your spot is. We'll do that in another training, but definitely now we have a bet. The dealers are on the 5. We're on the 5 right here, and we have a 6 and 8. Now it's time to roll. All right, let's see if we can get a 5, okay? And there's a 10, a 5, well, 5, 5, hard 10. All right, there we go. And there's a midnight. That is actually a hard way as well, but the only way to bet it is a 1-roll bet right here, 30 to 1 on 1 roll, or right here it would pay double in, they call it double in the bubble or in the field. The field is a 1-roll bet and it covers all these numbers. So if you wanted to bet the field, let's say I want to bet the field right now, I don't have to bet it right here because I want a 12, or right here because I want a 9, or right here because I want a 3. Any bet in here is a bet for any one of those numbers. And there might be a whole bunch of people that are betting the field. You just have to know where your money is. They know where their money is, you know where your money is, okay? So now we're betting in the field any one of these numbers, okay? Because a 12 rolled, let's see if we can get any one of those field numbers to roll. But look, 5, 6, and 8, they're not in the field. Those are the only numbers. There's a 10. At least we won that one, right? It's in the field. We're just going to stack it. Who cares? It's free money. Come on. No, it's not. All right, 11. We got an 11. Now we won this. Now we're just going to take $15 back to our rack, leave our $5 there. See if we get the field again. And it's a 9. We did. Wow. Let's go ahead and stack it. And let's roll it again. And it's a 10. Wow. Are we ready to stack that? Boom, stacking it. All right, now most people that are watching right now, they're like, wow, that field bet, oh, double in the bubble, there's the 2. Most people that are watching, they're saying, if you never did the field, they're like, whoa, the field, I'm just going to bet the field all the time. Because look, now we're going to go back down to our $5. We just won off of stacking it. We just won $55, by the way. $55 off of 5 because we hit it so many times in a row. But the funny thing is, the 5, 6, 8, and 9, there are 18 ways of the dice. There are 36 combinations altogether, and the 5, 6, 8, and 9 are half the combinations. The field numbers only have 16 ways, so there's more than half the ways to you actually lose this bet, okay? So I never recommend playing the field bet unless you at least have the 6 and 8, because the 6 and 8, there's 5 ways to make a 6, 5 ways to make an 8. That's 10 ways of the dice. Here is another 18. That's 28 out of 36. That's some good odds, right? However, you never want to play $10, like unless you're parlaying it or playing the winnings and stacking them. You don't want to play the same level. So this would be $12. This would be 10. If a 6 and 8 rolled, I would lose $10 and I would get paid $14. And this bet right here, $10, $20, $34 to win 4, not a good bet. So you should always be one level down. So if you're ever playing on a table and you're putting $5 in here, it's because it's a $5 table. If you have to put $10 here, then you'd want to put 18 here instead of 12, okay? So you can win at least $10. Now, on a cruise with Royal Caribbean, this field bet, the minimum, it's a $10 table. The minimum in here, as long as you have $10, you can put $1 right here if you want. It's a minimum, like a prop bet is $1 minimum. So if you're ever playing craps on a cruise and it says $10 minimum, as long as you have $10, these middle bets, you could put $1. Now on a land-based, you'd have to put 10 here on a 10. But on a cruise, You could put $1 in the field. Pretty awesome, I think. I think it's pretty awesome. But we got the 2. We're still rolling. People were betting because the dice are right there. Nobody bought in because the puck is on. And now the dice are out. Nobody's betting anymore. Let's see what happens. And it's a 6. All right, so here we go with the 5, right? $5 loss here, right? But we win 14, which is the difference of 9, and we put this back. All right, so that's why it's always nice to have actually we have the 5, 6, and 8, and the field. The only other number that is not, the only number that could cause us to lose is that bad number. That's 6 plus 1. Don't even think about it. There's an 8, hard 8, so the same thing happens. We get an extra $9 because our field loses, and we get an extra $9. All right, let's see if we can get that 5, okay? Nope. I told you not to think about it. All right, there is the 6, or 6-1, just like I called it, 6 plus 1, and that means all of these bets, including the dealer bets, lose, and then the puck goes off. Well, what did you think? Do you think that was a good time, a good training, a good teaching? And it was on vertical, good education for us of history, Forrest a history says. And field wins only 44% of the time. I just happen to be on it at the right time. Joe from Craftsmaster Journey. If you really want to know a lot of the mechanics of the dice and how the dice roll and all this kind of stuff about, you know, probability and how to throw the dice, because I didn't even cover that on where to land the dice or how to throw the dice. Joe from Craftsmaster Journey, it's called Craftsmaster Journey. Go to his YouTube and subscribe to that channel. He does daily rolling and he teaches I'm just a guy doing a vertical every once in a while, training, and does a phenomenal job. Bruce Majors says, I'm on the enchantment in March, need 900 points for Prime for next year. Going to make it. Yes, 900 points is pretty easy. I usually get between 800 to 1,000 points in one session of craps. So I think you could do it. If you have probably 5 days on the enchantment, I'm going to be on the enchantment in February. That guarantees a 4 or 10 for me. What are you talking about? No 4, no 10? Yeah, if you lay the bet, I didn't even talk about laying a bet, like betting against the number, that the number won't roll. Like you don't think the 4 is going to roll or the 10 is going to roll. Usually it will roll. I'm just playing. Why is 7 bad? Yeah, you know, that's funny. Boomerang Website Solutions says, why is 7 bad? Okay, you've heard this term lucky 7. And when the puck is off, the 7 is actually good. However, I always say you never want the 7 because sometimes people are working their bets out here. So they might have like 2 bets, like the 4 and 10 are working, and they have a puck. Even though the puck says off, they have a little tiny one that says on. So they're working their bets, and the puck is off. A 7 wins right here on the pass line, but really you don't want a 7. Now the best time to get a 7 is when the puck is off, yes. However, if this person was playing a strategy that, and I won't go into it, I'll just tell you that, say this person did, on their last roll, they did a couple come bets, which is the same thing as a pass line bet, and they rolled a 6, and then they did another one, and then they rolled a 9. Those bets are working. So all this money right here, if a 7 rolls, they would lose all that money. And so I think it's important for somebody to know, this is actually on the bad etiquette list as well. I'm not sure what number, but if the puck is off and you're betting on the pass line, and you're betting on the pass line because you want a 7 or 11, just take a look and see how many bets are in the box, not like on the edge, but inside, or how many have a puck that says, a little thing that says on it, because that means all these bets are going to lose if a 7 comes. And if you're over there on the side yelling, come on, 7, come on, 7. And these people are going to lose all their money if a 7 rolls and they hear you chanting for a 7 right now. I mean, the dealers might go like this. They might go, 7 or 11 shooter. Like, that's fine. They're probably going to say that because 7 or 11 is a frontline winner or a natural, right? So the dealer, let the dealer be the bad guy for saying 7 or 11 dealer. Don't, 7 or 11 shooter. Don't you be the bad person or the bad guy by saying, come on, 7, when people have all their money out there that they can lose. So the best thing is just to never want a 7. But the reason why the 7 is bad once the puck is on is because if you roll a 7 when the puck is on, everybody loses all their money. That's the way the game plays. So if the puck is on and you roll a 7, everybody loses their money, except for the people that are on the don't pass, which we talked about that earlier. But good question, Boomerang Website Solutions. Good education, you said. Oh, I think I read that already. Do all casinos on various cruise lines do hop bets? Yeah, some do, some don't. If they're listed on the table, they definitely do. A lot of casinos have on land-based, they have like a bonus bet, and you'll see like what does the all tall small up here. But on a lot of Royal Caribbean, right up in the middle, they'll have hop bets, and that's hop bets are betting on one combination of the dice on one roll. So these are kind of like hop bets right here. So if I bet the 2, 12, 3, and yo, those bets can pay really big, but they're only for one roll of the dice. Now I could bet the same 2, 3, 11, and 12 in here, but it would only pay even or double money. But here it pays 30 to 1. This would be $150. This would be $75, $150. You know, so it pays a lot, but it's one roll. Let's see if we can get it right now. One roll bet on it, and it is a 10. Wow, so close. Just lost 20 bucks on a one roll bet. So if ever, it's funny, but if ever I bet these like this, say I have $20 there, I try to put $20 in the field and hope that if one of these don't roll, it's a 4, 9, or 10. It gives me a little bit more odds. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can get it. These would call horn numbers, by the way. Any horn number, let's do it. Oh, it's an 8. Wow, I lost both. Look at that. I lost 40 bucks just like that. If that was the point, I would have won 10. So I lost 30 bucks. But the other thing I want to say about the craps, like playing craps, a lot of people don't know this. There's only 3 craps numbers in the game of craps. And they are the 2, 3, and 12. Those are craps numbers. Once you add the 11, then it's called a horn number. So you have craps. So like there's a bet right here for any craps. This would be a bet on any of the 2, 3, or 12. A horn bet adds the 11 to it. 2, 3, 11, 12 would be a horn bet. You can bet the 2, 3, and 2, 3, 11, 12 here, but it's only even money. These are big money bets. So I would always recommend, now this is kind of silly, but if you have all the numbers, all 6 of the numbers out here, right? And you bet all the numbers. That's the 8. This would be the 6. So let's say we have all the numbers. Say all these are our bets right here. This is a bet on the 8 because the puck is on 8. And we have all the numbers. That is, all the numbers are covered except for the 2, 3, 11, and 12. Now, a lot of times people will bet in the field when they have all the numbers. But remember, this is a one roll bet, but it's also $1 minimum. So you can put $5 or $10 in the field, or you shouldn't if you're only at the $10 level, but let's say we put 5 in the field. You can also bet a $5 horn, okay? Because that would pay a lot more money. I like to do a horn high yo, which is $5, and a horn high. You could do a horn high yo, horn high aces, horn high midnight, or some people call aces snake eyes. Horn high snake eyes. This one, instead of a 3, they would call it ace deuce. So basically what that is taking the $5, betting 1 on each, and then whatever you're high on, like this would be a horn high yo. they might be a spot for it, or they'll put it at the corner of the horn bet. But it's basically $1, $1, $1, and then high, the extra dollar, goes on the yo. That would be a horn high yo. That'd be a horn high midnight, horn high snake eyes, horn high ace deuce. But if you threw in $5 and asked for it, they would do it like this: horn high yo, horn high midnight, horn high aces, horn high ace deuce. It would be in the box and on the high on the number. All right, let me see if there's any more, because we're about done here. And I want to wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful new year, 2025. And it is to come alive in 2025 at a new level. So I want to come alive in 20. The same. Let's see. Oh, 16 subs away from 3,000. Hey, everybody watching this, there's 41 of you watching right now. After I'm done, I want you to go over to Craps Master Journey and just give him a subscription. Just subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and you're going to get some great content if you care. But man, let's get Craps Master Journey. Joe, Big Joe is his name. Let's get him to 3,000. What a great New Year's gift that we can give Joe from Craps Master Journey. Give Joe a subscribe. Go over to his channel. It's called Craps Master Journey. Let's get him to 3,000 before the end, or right when we end this. Let's get him to 3,000. And that would be so awesome. That would be so awesome. 3,000 subscribers. I think this year in 2025, my goal is going to be to get to 10,000 subscribers. I don't know if I could do it. I'm way off. But I think I might be able to do it. So I'm hoping to do it. But hey, 16 subscribers out of 33 people watching right now. Or if you're watching this later, go give Joe from Craps Master Journey a subscription. Press that like button for him. And that would be it. Hit 3,000 tonight, Joe. That would be great. Hey, and all the members and supporters of the channel, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for making this channel possible. For those that give super chats throughout the year and super thanks on my videos, or become a member of the channel and get all the secret videos that I put out with secret systems and live streams that I do. Usually I do those for just our members. Thank you so much for making this channel possible. Even at $2.99 a month, you can get a lot more content, and it really supports the channel. Because whenever I'm on a cruise, it seems that all my channel content gets demonetized because of the music they play. So just the fact that I have some members that give me a couple dollars each month, it really helps when I put out those videos that get demonetized. You know, it still feels like I at least get a little bit of compensation for all the videos I do. I do one video every single day. Am I going to keep that up in 2025? I don't know. And some of you might not even know that, but yes, I do a video every single day for the last 3 years. Imagine that. All right. But you know who does a live stream every day? Joe from Craps Master Journey. Go give him a like, and I'm going to end it here and say I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. Happy New Year. See ya.